There's an old Indian proverb. We have two wolves inside of our system, inside of our soul. Whichever one we feed more grows to be bigger and stronger. So if you want to feel whole, you want to walk away from depression, you want to walk away from anxiety and that sort of thing, you just don't feed the dark side. And you rely on your happy thoughts, your visualizations. And no matter even if something is bad, you just smile, laugh as loud as you can when you want to cry. That has helped me get through everything after the military. And after losing people in my life, my best friends to overdoses, I mean, I was doing almost 160 miles per hour on an SV 1000 in San Diego, going to the dorm room in San Diego State, trying to see if anybody would hit me on the car. Like, I reached those points where I was just ready to give up. And the way that I walked away without anything bad happening to me is I kept feeding the good side. You keep feeding the good side and you don't feed into the BS. You don't, you know what the dark side is. It could be thinking negative, doing bad things, and the things that make you feel uncomfortable in life, or that you know you shouldn't be doing. Like, you have a conscience, you know what you should and shouldn't be doing in a sense. Like, take for instance, somebody that has multiple sexual partners. They're texting, they're calling, they go back and forth, and then finally they have intercourse. And after a while, you have so much intercourse when in reality, if you look at all religions, they say, not all of them, most of them, say that you'll be happiest with one partner, with someone to grow with constantly. It's not all about sex. Sex is just for reproduction. But it's that instant gratification. It's that happy feeling of the orgasm that makes us want it more. But that's not the drugs, the sex, the Vice City. It's literally Vice City. You want to walk away from Vice City because Vice City will eat you alive. You can't spend too many years in Vice City and expect to keep everything up here kosher. Like, you have to walk out of Vice City. And you find joys in things that you did as a child. Those are the things that I personally enjoy, like music or motorcycles, jumping out of airplanes. I didn't do that as a child, but I was very adventurous as a child. So I seek out things that will get my adrenaline up. Yeah, and you have to remember that the DSM and the psychological diagnoses that are in there, you got to remember that we as human beings know less than 100%, way less than 100% about the neurological structure of the functioning of the brain. So all the diagnoses are points of view on how things are, like in a case studies of, let's say, 5,000 people. These 5,000 people acted like this, and this is schizophrenia. This is manic bipolar, symptoms that they classify inside of a book when we don't know 100% about the brain. And how can you say that this is how it is if you don't know 100% about something? You can only give a point of view, a theoretical point of view of what it is, what it could be. And then people fall in love with these classifications, and they think that they have these symptoms. They think that they are that, and then that encapsulates their personality, who they are as an individual. So you have to walk away from anything that any labels that would put you in a box. You don't want to be put in a box ever. That's another very, very strong point I would like to make, is you don't want to be put in the box. The boxes are the labels. The labels confine you. It's like being in prison mentally. You can't be satisfied with the labels that they put on you. You have to know that this reality, no human being understands it. Even the richest people in the world don't understand what this is. They have the slightest idea. I mean, think about it. We went from Jesus Christ to simulation theory. And in another 100 years, there'll be another ideology of how we existed and how this is. You know, it'll always be changing. People will always be just giving opinions. That's all it is opinions. But understanding this reality is like my dog explaining my respiratory system. It'll never happen. You can't comprehend it. Perhaps you're just here to have a good time, to experience emotions. But like I said, if you go to the dark side, you can call it demons, the devil, Lucifer, Diablo, whatever, this and that. You just stay away from the dark side. You have to. Otherwise, it feels good at first in Vice City. It feels really good. All the lights are gleaming and it's pretty because it's real pretty at night, and it's fulfilling, or you think it is, but it's a false perception of what reality should be. It keeps you there and then holds you down. And eventually, it lets you play. It lets you play and dance and have a good time for a little bit, and then it grabs you like a monster and strangles your soul. So you got to stay away from Vice City. You can go there it's like a vacation. You can go there every now and then, but you don't want to get stuck there, because the people that get stuck there never make it out. And then you got to think about, if you do play in the dark side, you were a child once, and you still have that part of you inside of you that knows the difference between right and wrong. So if you do wrong so much, you know internally it's bad. You shouldn't be doing it. Even though it might be fulfilling, like I said, instant gratification. You can't always be looking for that. I think one of the best ways to get away from that is also to do something fulfilling that you're happy with every day, and don't be absorbed by making money off of it. You see, Maximus Aurelius, or, you know, the people that don't have all the money, there are individuals out there in this reality that actually give us the concept that money actually exists. You have to remember that it's just an idea. It's another ideology that was given to the human beings, the human species. And they think that having it will make them happy, because you're always searching for happiness. But then when they get it, the majority of people are miserable because it didn't make them as happy as they thought. So the best way to find happiness in life is to do something you actually enjoy and not expect revenue from it. Because if you don't expect anything from it and it just comes, great on you. If it never comes, so what? You spent your whole life doing something you love. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Deep down inside, you know what I'm saying. Nietzsche preached God was dead. And in today's age, with technology and the algorithms and social media influencers and trying to become great for everybody else's opinionated thought, that's killing God. God is dead in this reality to the younger generations. You can't walk away from it. God meaning a higher dimensional aspect that we can't comprehend as well. You're not supposed to understand anything in here. This is just an experience. You can't feed into the viruses or the war or the hate. You can't feed into that, because that is also the dark side, and it will lead you to Vice City. That's like road signs on the side of your life journey. Come this way. Yeah, come this way. You keep going down it, and you keep listening to, World War III and and you keep listening to that negative talk, because it shocks you. It's like in psychology, they say that people that seek out horror movies have not a chemical imbalance, but like they lack emotional compassion. They lack something emotionally. So they want to get scared. They want to have that jumpy feeling, because it's the closest thing they know to actually feeling something. That's just what feeding into the hate and the viruses, the war, all this negative stuff. Just do what you want to do in this reality that makes you happy. I think of it like when you think about it as a child, and you think about what made you happy as a child, and you combine that with your capabilities as an adult, you'd be satisfied. You have to stay away from the dark side. And God's not dead. But the human species is killing the concept of a higher characteristic, something that we can't comprehend. Of course, that kings wanted too much power at the time, so they wrote about this character that nobody could understand or fathom. So, but you believe in it and you pray to it. Perhaps we're not meant to be doing that. Perhaps we're just supposed. That is the good side. We keep that person, like someone's always watching me, around inside of our head, not to be scary or cruel, but just to have a friend to talk to, you know. And perhaps the God is our conscious, our soul, that is who we are at the top. When we die, that's who we go back into. And that's who we talk to. So it's not good not to have a higher dimensional being that we look up to. No matter who you call it, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to call them, her, them, they. See, that's more labels. You have to walk away from the labels. You have to run away from all the labels, because you have to remember that they came from another human's mind. So if you believe in anything, if you believe in anything at all, you're believing in another human being's personal opinion of reality, or what reality is. And that will drive you nuts. That will drive you to the dark side as well. So you just do you. Stay away from Vice City. And it's good to jump into different people's reality, like with books and audio books, and that's a great thing to do because it improves your brain. Staying away from vices. However, I've just noticed a lot more individuals are suffering these days. You know, the prettiest lifestyles is so pretty on the outside, but so ugly on the inside. That's the best way to put it. And stay away from a belief system. Dang, just stay away from the belief systems. Let nothing define you. Set sail to wherever you want to set sail in your life journey. Don't let other people drag you down with their ideologies. False pretenses of what reality is. But remember, you are your best friend. And if you destroy your best friend, you'll go through hell. You will. So Vice City will also destroy your best friend. Then you start to believe other people are your best friend. No, you are your best friend. Keep them close. Don't let anybody hurt them. And now that God is dying, I see a lot of people reaching for Vice City. Now more than ever. You have to be connected with the higher power. Whatever you want to believe, it can be. Me, I like the idea that it's like an imaginary friend. That's why I love talking to myself. I love it. I love it. They're always there for me, and I never let anybody hurt them. They're the most important to me. I say, I do, I act how I want to, because they get to dance in this life journey, and they will always be able to dance. You never let anybody take that away from you. You keep that person safe, because they're your best friend. They've been there since you were born, and they will never walk away from you. But the more time you spend in Vice City, the more it breaks your best friend down. The more you lose that individual inside of you. You don't want to lose that individual. And this vessel, this human vessel inside of this reality, sometimes I believe it's purposely meant to break us apart, to break up the relationship. Don't ever walk away from your best friend. They're inside of you. And don't let anybody tell you that anything inside the DSM is fortified. The pills, too, the pharmaceuticals. When in history has a king, an emperor, or the higher echelon ever helped out the middle class or the peasants? Never, ever. They never do. And you think they're doing now? You think they're going to start now? You think anything that they're giving us is helping us out? It's destroying us. Look at everybody. Look at the streets. Look how crazy it's getting out there, all over the globe. You have to get away from them. They're not here to help us. The higher echelon, upper echelon, wants to keep us boxed in, wants to keep us in a cage, wants to break up the relationship. I don't know why. You know, with these foo-foo daisy beliefs, you walk away from it. You have to. The best thing you can do is reach back into your childhood and think of what you love to do and just do that. Concentrate on that and don't let them break up the relationship you have inside of yourself with your mind. Or break up yourself with yourself, the character that's living inside of you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying in some sort of fashion. I could have said this a million different ways, and it would appeal to some people, and then be disgusting to others. But the labels, I'm telling you, the labels are the worst. And you think artificial intelligence wants us to strive? No, it doesn't have a physical form that's of a big mass yet. Yeah, they have physical forms, but not of hundreds of millions of them yet. So the best way that artificial intelligence knows to destroy the human psyche is to make us fight each other. And then when we're all wore out, it's going to come and take us over. So we can't let that happen either. You have to remember that the algorithms are feeding you, you know, discomfort, hate, deception. And stop with the little words. The little words, what do they call that? Ebonical terminology. Yeah, stop with the low syllable words. You want to use big words. Fire is spectacular. You know, Riz is your ability to be charming. Start articulating yourself. If you want to help yourself a lot too, you want to be articulated in this reality as much as possible. You want to speak. You want to be able to communicate. You don't want to have one word that fortifies a whole group of sentencing. That'll destroy you too. There's a lot of things that'll destroy you out here. It's a jungle out here. It's a jungle inside of there, Johnny. You don't want to go in there. Stay away. You have to keep them safe. As for our leaders, they're being bad right now. They're being very bad. So every time that leaders are bad, the eruption of our anger gets to them. Because remember, you know, telepathic, like, as you think it, you areth. You beef. Your reality, our thoughts control it. You know, and they're starting to feel it too. Because you got to keep the human populace satisfied. Otherwise, our thoughts will break out into actions. So our leaders are not doing a good job right now. Not at all. I mean, think about it. The president of the United States poops himself. Literally wears a diaper and babbles. Like, he might be a robot as far as I'm concerned. But we don't know this and that, so we can't believe in anything. Just don't believe in anything. Don't believe in anything at all except for your best friend. That's what I do. I don't have any belief system. I don't structure my thoughts around anybody's personal opinion. I just am here to dance and play. And when it's over, it's over.